Good morning, good morning, good morning. We appreciate y'all tuning in. You have reached the Reach podcast radio show here on GMT Radio and GMTpodcastradio.com. I am LeVar Ellis, Mr. Dad Chronicles, as y'all know. Appreciate y'all tuning in. This is my second episode here at the Reach, and this is a show where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. Today I have wonderful and beautiful in-studio guests that I'll introduce here in just a minute. Appreciate all my GMT family. I appreciate all the people that are tuning in right now. So we'll just start off talking about the show. Our goal here is to reach someone, especially our men and brothers, as we try to tell them how and why they should focus on being the best version of themselves. And today we will cover and speak on health matters from the perspectives of my two guests and their knowledge into regards health and better living. So we'll be talking about that here shortly and introducing my guests as well. But first, we have to talk sports. Y'all already know it's H-Town versus everything, as we say here in Houston. Born and raised here. As you can see, my hat's on the table, the hat on my head. I just like to talk about the Astros. Today they play at 7 p.m. due to the rain delay out there in New York. And just some funny things. We could talk about Josh Reddick. He called the Yankee fans disrespectful. I agree wholeheartedly with him in regards to that. And the Astros are looking to have to play 4 straight games here because of that weather. And then also we move on to the Houston Texans. Y'all already know. I don't know where those KC fans have been, but y'all been pretty quiet. You know, y'all were a tough team in the league, but now y'all been silenced along with all the other haters. You know, so shout out to the Houston Texans. They beat up on the Chiefs 31-24 this past Sunday. We know our defense is suffering, and we're looking at 3 potential trades: Patrick Peterson, Chris Harris, and then also Xavier Howard. You know, we might add some good additions to the defense. And then, of course, we're going to play the Colts this Sunday in Indy at noon. So my man Joe Harris, I'll be looking you up on Sunday, bro. You best believe that, you know, and anybody else. And then lastly, you see the hat on my head. The Houston Rockets have returned. You know, shout out to the Houston Rockets. We have James Harden and man, I can't think of my man's name right now, but the reunion of those two guys, y'all know who I'm talking about. I done drew a blank on his name. God, I can't even think of his name right now. James Harden and Russell Westbrook. I couldn't let that go by. I could not call his name, so I apologize about that. But the reunion of James Harden and Russell Westbrook, they played last night. They did fall to the Spurs, 128-114, but that's okay. We're still up. 2-2 is the record right now for the preseason, while the Spurs are 1-3, thanks to the loss last night. But that's okay. We're going to move beyond that. Also, want to get into the quote of the day today. I want to pull something up here that I found pretty interesting. And the quote goes, "Health is like money. We never have a true idea of its value until we lose it." So think about that. And then there's another one I wanted to read off here. Is time and health are 2 precious assets that we don't recognize and appreciate until they have depleted. So, you know, those are 2 things that we need to focus on. We can't get our time back. We can't get our health back necessarily once we get too far gone. So the focus is making sure we're taking care of and using both of those to the best of our abilities, you know, your time and your health. Wanted to read the Chronicle of the Week, and that comes by way of our political system. We have Mr. Elijah Cummings of Baltimore, a Baltimore congressman and civil rights leader. He died at the age of 68. And he's no stranger to the news. He's been into some heated deals with Donald Trump, making accusations about him. But I'll just read something brief here. It says, Elijah Cummings, a Democratic congressman from Maryland who gained national attention from his principled stance on politically charged issues in the House. His calming effect on the anti-police riots in Baltimore, his forceful opposition to the presidency of Donald Trump. He died October 17th today at a hospice near Baltimore. He was 68. The cause was complications